from the willing mind, withhold thy light and love and power.
Life is a gift for which we are grateful. We gather in community to celebrate the glory and the mysteries of this great gift. This is the San Marcos Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, a free and open community of faith. My name is Priscilla Lader. I am, along with Jeff Rasco, worship coordinator for the San Marcos UU Fellowship. And my joys, it says here in the script that I'm supposed to mention my joys. My joys are all the people that I get to work with to help create this service. Those are my joys. And they include Carol Horton, Joel Johnson, Teresa Russet, Romelia Escamilla, Jeffrey Latimer here, Erica Nielsen, Carmen Rombaut, Lou Stein, and in the booth, Dan and Jeff and Sam. No, Sam's sitting there. Okay. But, if we have a virtual church, we should wave to them. Yeah. All right. It'll be a minute. Okay. Yeah, don't burn your fingers. Okay. At Smith, however you identify yourself, whomever you love, and wherever you are on your own spiritual, religious, and personal journey, you are welcome here in this free and open community of seekers, finders, and doers. And before we enter into a time of worship, I have some announcements thanks to our dedicated social justice chair, Jeannie Lewis, who is sitting right back there. After the service today in the fellowship hall, our social justice team is hosting a Get Out the Vote postcard party. They will be guiding us in writing nonpartisan postcards about the November election, and they are urging infrequent but registered voters to get out and vote. Through a UU grant, we've received 500 cards, so we need all the help we can get. Even I, who have notoriously poor handwriting, am going to do it. So if I can do it, you can do it. Okay. And you can take them. They're going to show you what to do, but you can take them home and do the 20 postcards. September being Pride Month in San Marcos, SWIFT is once again sponsoring our second annual Interfaith Pride Celebration, this year at our old stomping grounds, the United Campus Ministry. It's Thursday, September 12th at 7 p.m. If nothing else, come for Ross Jones's delicious gingerbread cake with warm apple compote. I don't see Ross, but he's hiding, but I'm told it's amazing. And a few days after the Pride service, we'll participate in the San Marcos Pride Parade on Saturday, September 14th. We hope to see many of you there, so put it on your calendar. More details this coming week, and you can see Jeannie Lewis or Joel Johnson for more details. And now, we'll enter into a time of worship. Okay, and Carol, you were actually supposed to sing here, but that's fine. It was a beautiful beginning. So I've asked Jeffrey Latimer to light the chalice for us. And if you'll join me in the words for the chalice lighting, which are different from our usual ones. I'm waiting for them to appear on the screen. Yeah, there we go. All right.
Next page.
Here we go. All right. We light this chalice as a symbol of reunion. We reunite in this sanctuary to share the flow of our hearts with one another. We gather together in ritual to celebrate our fountains of joy, to hold each other through storms of grief, to guide one another through rapids of transformation, to rest together on ponds of stillness. Together, we honor the spirit of water, its many forms, and its life-giving essence. And our opening words are from Melissa Jeter. It's just called Water. Water is soft, yet it is persistent. Water flows and takes the shape of the boundaries it is given, yet over time, water, in her persistence, she can carve through mountains. When you try to grab water, you just get wet. But if you stop grabbing at her, she will hold you up, and you can float and even swim. Water under pressure cleans dirt off houses and can cut diamonds. Water raging can overflow the bounds put upon her. She can drown whole towns, flood freeways. She can put out fire and save lives. So contradictory, both soft and hard, never dominant or submissive. Water sustains, gives, and yields to life. And our opening hymn is I've Got Peace Like a River, which is 100 in the gray hymnal. Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing. Thank you. In our spoken covenant. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To treat each other and the earth gently, to celebrate our differences and cherish what we share, to work together for justice and the common good, and to keep our minds always open to new possibilities. Thus do we covenant with one another. You may be seated. As you probably noticed, today is water communion, which is sometimes called the water ceremony. It first began as a Unitarian Universalist worship service sometime in the 1980s. Many UU congregations now hold a water communion once a year, often at the beginning of a church year, which is September, coinciding with the school year. In this congregation, as in a lot of others, over the years, I mean, particularly since we once didn't meet during the summer at all, so we were really coming back together, it was focused on sharing our individual experiences as we came back together, returning to community. But well, water flows everywhere and touches everything, and the ceremony and its meanings just got more and broader and deeper over the years. Some of the things the water poured together celebrates our shared faith that comes from many sources. our connection to the natural world, renewal and rebirth, and whatever else you can imagine. So we have some music and some readings to invite you to think about water and what it means to you before you come up and, if you choose, pour your own water into the communal bowl to share with us. And that's what we have to offer. Our first poem, and I'm going to introduce this one. It's called, we have a couple of poems by local poets. This is called The Fortune of Water by Diane McCabe. And Diane wanted to be with us, but she's out registering voters. So it's going to be read by Carol Horton, and I happen to know, if Facebook is accurate, which it isn't always, that today is Carol Horton's birthday. And given everything, given everything that Carol has done to put this service together, to put other services together, I'm very glad she's chosen to spend it with us.
Thank you, thank you. I wish Diane could have been here today. This was published, on the cover of When the River Speaks, which is a local literature magazine. The force of water, sprayer knob pressed, water I direct toward a tub of soapy water where the dishes wait. When I see the so-old cat still can jump on the tilted bird bath to drink the rainwater held there in the morning light. Before, a memory of being almost swept away and the current made by the rain into a drain under the road. Unlike sitting in a creek, away from things unmoved, with the water to my shoulders, an embrace still felt, like the water dipper floating in the stone bowl, holding rainwater there for each of us to bring to our mouths to drink.
This is a poem I wrote. Waterfall me. If I were a waterfall, how would it feel? A rush of water falling from my head to my feet? Would I feel fresh and clean or impersonally cold? Am I the solid rocks beneath or the dancing on the top? The ferns would be my adornment, the occasional fish, a brilliant thought. I would be the pounding roar and the silver bell tinkle of an individual drop. Me, the constant flowing, the constant changing flow, flying, fluid acrobatics, and quieter pools where water lingered, diverse life, ecstatic. Would I be jealous of the freedom of the traveling rain and fog? Or isolated, dissatisfied, and jealous of the staid, broad river below? Would I be grateful to my water sources, the snow melt high above? Could I rest on the strength of the mountains undertow? If I were a waterfall, would you sit by me? Could I offer you a cool drink or a moment of peace?
Do we have children here today? Come on down if you like. You all get to hear the Time for All Ages. Beautiful book from our own library in San Marcos. It's called Rhythm of the Rain. Hi. Oh, good. Well, I'm just going to turn this way. Good, somebody will be able to see the pictures. I'll sit over here, is that okay? Come on, thanks. This is about a little boy named Isaac. How about that? Isaac was playing in his favorite pool on the side of the mountain. He felt spots of rain on his cheek and looked up. The clouds above him were turning dark. Dark clouds. He had a jar of water, and he emptied it into the pool as the rain made little streams that ran out of it. When the rain stopped, Isaac raced the streams down the mountainside. He followed them to the river that ran past his home and then plunged down a waterfall. Somewhere in all that tumbling is the water from my little jar, Isaac thought. Have you ever seen that waterfall over by Kirby Lane? Oh, it's on the river. It's real pretty. It looks a lot like that, but we don't have a wheel. As the river went on, it got deeper and wider. Creatures came out of the woods to drink and to wash, and fish leaped high out of the swelling water. I bet there were raccoons there washing their food. Cows and deer and fox. On and on the river flowed, winding through the country. And winding through the city. And everywhere it went, people and creatures found a use for the water. Eventually, it joined the great ocean. The river went out into the ocean. Where's the water from my jar now? Isaac wondered. Where do you think it is? The ocean is home to many creatures. A great whale opens its huge mouth to feed and swallow some of the water from Isaac's pool. Later, by the light of the moon, the whale rises and blows a great fountain into the starry night. The water falls like rain back into the sea. It flows with the currents that run like rivers, deep, deep down, where the sun's light never shines. See the fountain out of the whale? Then it rises to ride a storm all night long. So this water's been everywhere. In the calm morning, the sun turns the waves golden. The ocean steams in the heat, and some of its waters climb as mist into the sky. The mist cools and gathers into a cloud that floats over a mountain in a country far, far away from Isaac's pool. Toucans. The clouds release their gift of water. They fill the pool where a little girl is playing. That doesn't look like our neighborhood, does it? No, it doesn't look like our neighborhood. It's a faraway land. See, they have huts. Down the mountain, the river runs. Elephants and giraffes, flamingos and zebras celebrate the return of the rain. On and on the water runs. Are you looking at yourself? Back to the sea. Ooh, look at that big critter and seals. Where a giant squid, surprised by a shark, creates a cloud of ink, sucks in some seawater, and jets away to safety. Did you know that squids squirt out ink? Yeah, you did? Cool. You probably don't know that yet. Once more, the sun heats the ocean, and some of the seawater rises as steam into the sky, where it forms into clouds. Excuse me. And then rain falls on the land as it has done for millions of years. Millions of years. Then, thirsty flowers draw the wandering water into themselves, waving like bright flags around the pool where Isaac plays. The water came all the way back to his pool. And that's what water do.
There's your slide. I said, there's your slide. So you know who you are.
Rain falls upon the surface of the earth, and pulled by gravity, each drop begins to fall downhill. Drop merges with drop, flowing together into a trickle, a streamlet, a creek, a mighty river flowing onward. Some of the water seeps down into the earth itself as groundwater or deep aquifers, where it will stay for days, years, or even millennia, until it's pulled up again by tree roots, wells, springs, and even geysers, rejoining the dance, the flowing, flowing, flowing. The water flows on until it collects in ponds, lakes, seas, and vast oceans, and all the while the sun rays warm the water, calling it back into vapor, so light that it can rise up, 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 each molecule moving on its own again, rising into the higher atmosphere, buoyant and swirling, up to where the air grows cool and the water vapor slows and cools and begins to turn back again, back to droplets. Droplets find droplets and join together again and again, forming clouds, growing heavier and heavier, until at last the weight of them pulls them down again, and rain falls on the surface of the earth again. Everywhere on earth, at every moment, is somewhere in this cycle. Cycles upon cycles, falling, flowing, sinking, transforming, rising, again and again and again. Our planet has all the water it will ever have and has ever had. This water cycle has been swirling around and around for more than 4.5 billion years. This means that the water we gather in our annual ritual comes from all over the world and also from across time on earth. The water we gather today has traveled through the root systems of trees long since returned to soil. Burst from geysers that ceased spraying a millennia ago and flowed down rivers that have changed course entirely over billions of years. This morning, we also remember that the cycle doesn't only involve rivers and plants and clouds, but also involves creatures. The water cycles through us, too, coming in and out of our bodies in many ways. That means that the molecules in the water you gathered from the San Marcos River could have been in the tears of joy and sorrow cried by the first person who ever fell in love. Or that water from the church sink contains within its molecules that were once in the best chicken soup ever ate. Or the sweat of the people who built this building and our town, or in the blood of the mothers that birthed our grandmothers, 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 or even in dinosaur pee. What and when and where else do you imagine this water has been?
It could have been in a tea made by an indigenous person 13,000 years ago here near the San Marcos River.
All right.
I have a 130-year-old cistern in my backyard that once collected rainwater for a house long gone.
Okay.
It could have been from the sweat of the Mayans and the Egyptians as they built their pyramids.
Okay.
I feel called to reject the fact that actually much of water is actually not all that old because, in a way, it's actually much more miraculous than all of that. Plants actually tear water apart and put new water back together in the process of photosynthesis, so that every time a plant photosynthesizes, it both destroys and creates new water in that process. So much of the water on the earth is actually very new.
Okay. As we gather the waters of community this morning, let us remember that they connect us to everything that has ever been and everything that will ever be. That is the power of the water we share.
Now is the time we give in support of our mission and vision. There'll be guidance on the screen in a minute for electronic giving, and you can also bring your offerings here during the offertory, which you're going to hear in a few minutes. Or you can give at the welcome station outside after worship if you like. Since September is Pride Month in San Marcos, we like to donate the plate this month to something that supports our LGBT plus community. We've had a long beneficial relationship with PFLAG San Marcos, and we welcome them back again. Neil Ely, who is a longtime member of PFLAG, is here today and will tell us more about it. And before he speaks, so I won't have to interrupt him afterwards, I'll make your checks out to SMUF with PFLAG on the memo line. If you're giving cash, you can use it, but I don't think you need it, because this is Donate the Plate Day, right? Jeannie's not here, and she should know that. But anyway, you can use an envelope with Donate the Plate and put that in here. Or you can give online, and you can see the instructions up there. And thank you all for all of your donations for all of our Donate the Plate. We've supported a lot of organizations in this community. Okay, Neil, would you tell us more about PFLAG?
Let's see. PFLAG originally was an acronym for Parents and Friends of Lesbian and Gays. This organization began in 1973 when a young man told his mother that he was gay, and he asked her to walk in a parade with him in support. Jean Manford accepted her son, and she accepted his request. She made a simple sign that read, "Parents unite in support of our lesbian and gay children." In 1973, most LGBT plus individuals were not out to their families and friends, and if they were, many of these families and friends, communities and churches didn't know how to respond. Morty and Jean Manford, son and mother, were the perfect storm for change. A picture of Jean and her sign covered the front page of the New York Times the very next day. And as a result, a support group for the LGBT plus community called PFLAG began. Over 50 years later, the LGBT plus rainbow has grown to include many more shades between the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet colors. But the message of inclusion remains. PFLAG is for anyone in the LGBT plus rainbow and for anyone who loves someone in this rainbow. San Marcos Unitarian Universalist Fellowship has lended your emotional and financial support to PFLAG San Marcos for over 10 years now. The words "thank you" don't seem large enough to express our deep gratitude, but in a world where differences usually are not celebrated, your support speaks volumes. Thank you.
We are living Corazón de agua, por Sanat Carasa. Corazón de agua gira, origen del universo, borbotones de historia líquida. Zafiros de las entrañas de la tierra se desbordan por doquier. El agua canta en su nacer, en su correr por las arterias. Fuente redonda, chorro de fuerza, fuente de vida, ecos lacustres. Centro de la tierra, universo de agua, baila con la corriente, penetra las grietas. Llena la fuente que sana, que baña, que lava el dolor. Gira agua en mi tintero, penetra esta página blanca, márcala e inserta tus raíces líquidas. Expande la vida, fluye, fluye, canta, canta agua. Corazón de agua gira, chorro de fuerza, eco lacustre. Báñame, vibra, llévate el dolor. Heart of Water, translated by Sandra Kingery. Heart of Water spins, origin of the universe, effervescent liquid history. Sapphires from the bowels of the earth, they overflow everywhere. The water sings as it's born, as it runs through the arteries. Round fountain, forceful stream, fountain of life, lakeside echoes. Center of the earth, universe of water, dance with the current, penetrate the cracks. Fill the fountains that cures, that bathes, that washes the pain. Twirl water in my inkwell, penetrate this blank page, mark it and insert your liquid roots. Expand life, flow, flow, sing, sing water, twirl heart of water, forceful stream, lakeside echo, bathe me, vibrate, take away the pain.
Someone to stand?
Yes.
Okay. We have a river sing-along in which our voices will flow together. I couldn't resist one pun. It's because Eric is here. Do they bring more rain? Yeah.
Michael rode upon the shore, hallelujah. Michael rode upon the shore, hallelujah. Michael spoke some music from hallelujah.
Spirit, come, our hearts control, our spirits long to be made whole. Let inward love guide every deed. By this we worship and are free. As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down, down to the river to pray. As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the robe and crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, brothers, let's go down, to the river to pray. As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Good Lord, show me the way.
Beautiful. Thank you.
And you may be seated.
Our next selection is The Water is My Prayer. What's kind of cool about this particular poem is it was created by a collective of wild swimmers, so not just pools, but those who are swimming in rivers, oceans, and lakes. And whether you're a swimmer or not, I believe you'll identify with this. May it hold and buoy me when I sway and fall, wrapping me in its forgiving embrace. May joy be my favorite stroke as I glide through river, ocean, stream, or lagoon. May it bring me flow when I want to fight. May it help me find myself when I am lost. May I be like water and always find a way even when doubt threatens to drown me. May it thrill and awe me and fill me with overflowing gratitude. May lagoon silence and peace fill me with stillness. May I be patient like eternal river on its long journey to the sea. May I be wise, bountiful, and ruthless like great ocean to do what must be done. May I be carefree and surrendering like waterfall as it trusts and lets go into the unknown. May I simply be water, adaptive, flowing, flexible, soft yet determined, unapologetic for being what it is, as water is itself. I breathe with the earth, and the water is my prayer.
And we've arrived at the time for mingling our waters. In a minute, I'll ask you to come forward one by one, pour your water into the bowl, and share it. And we've got a number of different ways of sharing it. This is a suggestion from another congregation, but I kind of liked it. We have, maybe the water expresses something from you that might be on these cards. I may have it on the slide. This is the water of tears, poured out to shed sorrow. Or, this is the water of nourishment poured out to sustain. Or maybe it's the water of cleansing and renewal poured out for a new start. Or maybe the water of change poured out to shape the world into the beloved community. Or you could pour the water in silence, Or you can tell us where it comes from and what it means to you. And I even get to start. Somebody kept, I think it's easier to do it this way, somebody kept water from last year. So here we go for the beginning. The images you'll see, I think, are things that some of you sent in as your own river pictures. You want me to start? Okay. I'll start. This water was distributed in a water-themed service, not quite like this one. Oh, I should mention, if you don't have water, there's some here. You can pour it out and give it whatever meaning you choose. This water comes from Tucson, Arizona, where instead of taking in water, they gave it out. I thought that was quite beautiful, and I like to. You can't really smell the desert after rain in it because it came from Tucson, but I like to think that. Here we go.
This is water of change poured out to shape the world into the beloved community.
This is water that came from a rain barrel, and I put it in a medicine bottle because rain has healing powers.
I don't know about you, but I had this really pretty container that I chose, and I put water in it, and I left it at home. And then I was sad, but then I was like, oh, I have water. And what's kind of cool is I fill this up with water from where I go to like lift weights and go do yoga, and it's from my house. So it's multiple places, and I still need to drink some, so I'm not giving you all of it.
So this water, can you guys hear me? Okay, this water came from the San Marcos River on a park by River Road, I think, and it represents that me and Isaac finally actually started realizing that we could just go to the river and walk, so that's what we started doing this summer.
This water comes from the Blanco River at the Hidden Valley Crossing, and it's where I test the river water for the Texas Stream Team once a month.
This water represents the water from the ocean off South Padre Island, where Lou and I spent many years teaching, and we're getting to go back to this week.
And also the water we wish was still in 5 Mile behind our house that was there when we moved in.
I brought some water from the Aquarina Spring. Water is life. And as my bumper sticker says, whatever happens to water happens to the people and the animals. Let's protect her.
This is virtual water from the San Marcos River. It always helps me to keep my place in the world, in the universe, to see those beautiful waters and all that it sustains, the nature, the turtles, the fish, the plants. It's just something that really sustains me, and I just love it so much. And this past weekend, I actually accepted a challenge and did my first stand-up paddleboard on the river.
This water represents the water that helps me make watercolor paintings.
This water is from the municipal water system that we all take for granted, and without which our lives and the community would not exist.
This is rainwater, which again sustains both us and our plants and our rivers.
Okay, this is water from the San Marcos River down by Martindale. My dog has been featured in the photo, Mama Grace, chasing the great blue herons and sometimes the white egrets. But anyway, we go to the river whenever we can. And when I can, I walk out with her into the river and down to the little sort of deep swimming hole area under the cypress tree where the water is colder than it is on top. And you feel that spring water that comes out from San Marcos, despite the fact that this was the hottest day on record for North America. It's reassuring if you can just kind of get down in that water and just go, oh, there's hope. It's a lot of water. Sorry.
This water represents the water from the Olympic Peninsula, where I visited this summer. I visited a dear friend, and what it means to me is that friendship is enduring. Even when people move away in this age, we can still connect with them.
This water is from the aquifers that we live on top of, that we need to take care of, we need to protect, so that they will continue supplying our springs and our rivers and us.
So I wasn't going to come up, but surprise. So at any rate, we had a blast of a summer. We went camping, and we saw lots of people camping, and we experienced really hot, muddy water in Arkansas, really cold water in New Hampshire. And I just think this planet is more and more beautiful as I go visit different places around with water.
Thank you. That was lovely. We have, we're going to bless the water with a responsive reading by Ranwa Hamani. And we're going to have it on, yeah, it's on the screen. Your part is fairly simple. You just get to say, this water is sacred. This water is sacred. It is made sacred by the many hands that have poured it with intention and love, the many stories each drop contains, the many lives surrounding it in this unique moment, connected by commitment and faith. This water is sacred. May it continue to flow through this community with shining reflections of the unique gifts that flow through each of its members. This water is sacred. May it continue to nurture this community with sustaining hope that we journey together through ripples of growth and change. This water is sacred. May its ripples be a reminder that the changes and growth within this community bring movement and transformation to the world beyond our doors. May its purity offer grace to our community and the willingness to forgive ourselves and one another when we make mistakes. In moments when we are confused or uncertain, may it bring us clarity of purpose and commitment. In moments when the reservoirs of hearts and spirit are drained by sorrow or pain, may it nourish them with the knowledge that we are surrounded by a deep and abundant love. All right, would you rise in body and spirit? And we can't do a water ceremony without singing Blue Boat Home, I don't think.
Standing on these mountains and plains,
And would you join me in the words for extinguishing the chalice? We extinguish the chalice here, that it might glow gently in our hearts. May it light our path as we leave this place. May it guide our way until we are together again. Jeremy has a poem that we're using as a benediction. Don't forget to join us for coffee. We are going to put this water, I think I'll take a little out for next year, huh? We're going to put this water back into the water cycle by putting it on some plants outside, and we'll do a little informal blessing to go with that. So join us for coffee and, yes, postcard writing. And so we have our spoken benediction and then our sung benediction. And thank you all for coming, and thank you everyone, especially Joel, who has worn his fingers to the bone for us. All right.
Did you call me Jeremy? I like that. Thank you. Let me stay with that.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'll call you Jeremy for now.
It's okay. I like Jeremy. I'm Jeffrey. And Priscilla, she gave me a poem to read, Water by Philip Larkin. But then I said, who's Philip Larkin? And she recited by heart his most famous reading, which I cannot repeat here, but you might want to check it out sometime. Okay, this one says, water, if I were called in to construct a religion, I should make use of water. Going to church would entail a fording to dry different clothes. My liturgy would employ images of sousing, a furious, devout drench. And I should raise in the east a glass of water where any angled light would congregate endlessly. So that's the one I can read, but you might want to check out his, anyway, it's very nice. Thanks.
So, Sans piano, we're going to sing Carry It Home a cappella. Carry it home to your children, carry it out in the street, carry it home to the ones you love and on to the ones you meet. Carry it light on your shoulders, carry it deep in your soul, for we have been blessed with magic, and the magic will make us whole, and the magic will make us whole.
All right, it's time to return the water to the earth.
Plants along by Professor Fellowship Hall. The plants by the fellowship. Yeah, you can make a procession if you like. Thank you for coming.
That was fun. That was
let me-
a nice way to ease back into real life. Thank you.
Yeah. Let me give you your,
Oh yeah, the one
Feels
that
like a
cannot
river.
be lost. There it is.
yes, that is yours.
Thank you.
Of course.
Do not leave.
I know.
All right, so our union buddies, if you come across any risk